And the views are spectacular. I feel like a broken record. This is, again, breathtaking.
There's even this igloo hotel that you can stay in. Every time we turn a corner, we seem to find something new. Our first stay here in Switzerland is in the Zermatt area, so we're really looking forward to a full day of skiing tomorrow, but for today we're staying in the town of Tasch.
And we already took a few trains to get here. Quite the adventure, but we are now surrounded in snow, and it is quite the change from this morning when we were in Italy and it was nice and warm.
We're staying at the Matterhorn Inn, which is right across from the train station that'll take us to Zermatt, and it's a pretty nice room.
We had a quick bite to eat some probably overpriced pizza, but now we're going to take one of the hiking trails around here that you can do in winter. We were walking down the main trail and saw this sign for a chapel and came across this chapel that's built into this huge rock here. It is so beautiful. Definitely did not expect to see anything like that. I don't think I've seen something like that before.
That's gonna wrap up our brief look around the town of Tasch. It's a nice little place. We actually enjoyed walking around. I think it's a good place to stay if you're looking to go to Zermatt and have a slightly smaller budget.
And tomorrow we're looking forward to our ski day here in Switzerland. We're going to venture over to Zermatt and we're going to get to see the Matterhorn.
This morning we finally made it here to Zermatt.
We're ready for a day of skiing, but first we want to see the infamous mountain, the Matterhorn, and then we're going to pick up our rentals and get ready to go.
So the train ride from Tasch, where we stayed last night, was about 10 minutes. Grab our rentals before we head up. The main reason we're skiing today is really to take in the views of the Matterhorn. I think it's the best way to do so in the winter, but we're going to try and show you a full guide of a day of skiing here in Zermatt.
It's not surprising, but the town of Zermatt is much bigger than the town we were just staying in. Very much feels more like a ski town, lots of cute shops, tons of restaurants. So I could see wanting to spend some time here, but I don't regret our choice taking the train over. Super easy this morning. Cost us about 35 bucks for both of us though to take the train round trip. So definitely something to plan for if you are staying outside of Zermatt. We have seen our first view of the Matterhorn. It's tucked into the clouds just a little bit.
It seems like the clouds are starting to clear and it's kind of snow drifting, so it's promising. It's pretty clear out here. We know it's like a 50-50, but hopefully throughout an entire day of skiing we get some better views.
So now I think our rental place is open. We're gonna go grab those and then head up the ski lift. Here we go. It's been a while, like 4 or 5 years.
So yeah, not sure what you thought you were getting from this video, but to be clear, we did ski for like 8-10 years straight or so, but it's been 3 or 4 years. I think we're gonna still be able to tackle a lot of the mountain, at least what's open because of some of the avalanche danger. Some of the areas are closed, but we'll see how it goes.
We can finally see the Matterhorn, and you can hear them doing some avalanche prevention. You can hear them like dropping like explosives to try and make the snow break up. So it's pretty crazy in the background with the Matterhorn.
I will say, being able to see the Matterhorn is really cool in person. We've like heard about it, read about it, seen it at Disneyland, and it looks exactly how you picture it. Just juts up out of the sky, wind blowing off the top. Excited about today.
This experience is already way fancier than what we've had in the past, and I have no idea what's going on. Just following everyone, hoping we're doing it right.
So here in Zermatt, there's really like 3 kind of parts of the mountain. So we're gonna try and ski all 3. We started here, not only at the beginner one, which is called Suniga. Suniga is really more of a beginner area, but it's also what I've read online, the best views of the Matterhorn, and you can see it here already. So I don't even know. We had good expectations and this is already blowing them away. It's a super clear day, not a cloud in the sky right now. Now we just have to figure out if we remember how to ski.
This view is incredible. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. It's amazing. Here goes nothing. Yay, we're doing it.
Already skiing way harder than I remember. It's gonna be a slow start, but still, check out these views.
It's so perfect. Oh my gosh, this is incredible.
One of the things to note is that here, a blue is beginner, a red is intermediate, black is advanced, and then they have an orange, which is like off terrain. You're not gonna find us on any of those.
All right, first run down. We're definitely a little rusty, so we're gonna do a few more down the easiest runs here. There's one section that feels pretty steep, feels like a blue at home, which is a red here.
Yeah, I tried to explain what they were equivalent to. I don't know if that's correct. It feels like maybe a little bit more steep here, but I think also we might just be, again, it's been a while. What a professional.
We're realizing the hardest thing is remembering how to turn well, so we'll do this again until we can get our turns down.
One thing we haven't mentioned is we really lucked out with the weather. Yesterday, they got some snow, which is great for skiing. Then today, completely clear, which gives you all the views of the mountains.
They also have all of these amazing patios around with restaurants that you can get, and again, the views. You cannot get better than this.
All right, I think we got the basics down now. Quick stop for lunch. Lunch is just a couple packed sandwiches, and Rebecca's getting a beer or hot chocolate or something.
Cheers, however you say that in German or French. Short break for some snacks and some more epic views, and now we're gonna go check out another section called Gornergrat. We get to take a fun train up there, I'm excited. So this is a different section of the mountain with all different runs. If we were being brave, we would be able to actually ski all the way down and take it up, but we're gonna take the little funicular thing down again, and then we'll take the train back up and do some more easy runs so we can get comfortable again.
So as we're on the way down, we can talk a little bit more about the mountain. Right now, it looks like, I don't know what percentage, but they have about 20 of 50 lifts open. I think all the main lifts. And then they have a little over 120 kilometers of runs available. So it's not even all the runs, but this is a really big mountain.
And the reason a lot of them are closed is because of risk of avalanche, which I'm perfectly fine avoiding any avalanche territory because I would not know what to do. But that's the noise that we heard all morning, was them trying to take care of some of those areas.
Okay, on to Gornergrat. For the record, we're not the only ones on here. Going down is very common. There's a lot of restaurants over here. It's probably faster for us anyways. So one thing that's different here is I feel like you go to a resort in the US and they have a little ski village. The entire town of Zermatt is the ski village. They do not allow any cars here. It's just a bunch of small, I don't know, almost like golf carts.
And they also have a bus that you can hop on for free, and it takes you around all of Zermatt. We're now walking to the other train area so we can go up the mountain again. Just loosen them a little, you know, extra tight.
Die Gornergratbahn heißt sie.
All right, so to clarify, we're taking the Gornergrat Railway, which kind of like winds its way up to the very top all in one go, although there are a couple stops along the way. It's about 35 minutes or so to get there. You can go to the other base via the bus, so we could have gone from Suniga to the other base and taken a series of gondolas. I think that's definitely much faster. And you could have gone up Gornergrat or Matterhorn summit, which is the other ski area. So hopefully we'll make it all the way over there. We're going to continue working our way around, but for now, going to enjoy the train.
Another cool thing about the railway that we're on is that you can take it even if you're not skiing, so you can just buy a pass and go up and still see all the amazing views and go eat lunch and just check everything out.
The views from this train of just the Matterhorn are totally worth whatever it costs to come up here if you're not skiing or if you're here in the summer.
We thought we had seen the best views, but we're at the top of Gornergrat now, and they're just as good up here too. This is also the tallest mountain railway, and I think you can see something like 38 peaks from up here. This is just so epic and so amazing, and I am just, again, stunned at how beautiful it is. Time to go down our next run. Gotta get buckled back in and get our skis on, and then we'll be ready to go.
Unfortunately, we're not that good enough to like really ski on top of each other, and you wouldn't see very many highlights anyways. But I think you are getting a glimpse. We're not just showing you like the best views. This is like everywhere. It's fantastic. I bet I looked like such a pro out there. I'm sure I did.
Jump in. We heard music halfway down the slope, so we had to come check it out. And there's an igloo here and a bar. This place is awesome.
There's even this igloo hotel that you can stay in. Every time we turn a corner, we seem to find something new.
We had to take a quick look in the igloo hotel. This is awesome. Look at this bed.
It's getting a little late in the afternoon. It's about 3 o'clock. This place closes at 5:30, I think. We're gonna do a couple more runs here on Gornergrat, then go to the last section, Matterhorn Glacier Paradise. One of the things that we noticed here is that the snow was better on Gornergrat than it was on Suniga.
But it was a lot more crowded. That could also be because it's now the afternoon. We had Suniga over in the morning, so maybe we beat a lot of people out to the slopes, but overall, really cool. I don't feel like we missed out on anything, even though we were doing some of the easier runs. Incredible views still, so even if you're a beginner, I would say you could definitely come here and learn. There is a fourth part of the mountain that you can go to, and it actually takes you down into Italy. We're debating going back for some pasta.
Actually, the Italy side is unfortunately closed today because of the avalanche danger. But from what I understand anyways, you really have to make the full day to go up, go down into Italy and come back. So I don't know that we would have done it anyways. Supposedly a lot of folks go there to get a more affordable lunch, but that means there's just a lot of terrain to ski. Oh, and it is an extra 20 Swiss franc, I think, to add the international ski part of going into Italy.
Obviously, we're not doing that, so we're going to take the Matterhorn Express up to the top. Yeah.
So the ride up to the top of all this, to Matterhorn Glacier Paradise, is pretty long. This is a 3-stop gondola. Plus, then you get off, actually, go to a different gondola and keep going up. I don't know, we're at like stop number 4 or something. Good adventure.
So we had to ditch our skis and hop on this gondola because it's for pedestrians only. You can't ski down right now because it's closed. But we have this whole huge gondola to ourselves. And the views are spectacular. I feel like a broken record. This is, again, breathtaking.
All right, we made it to the top. Right behind me, you can actually see Italy. So when it's open, you'd be able to ski down there. There's actually no runs open from the top, so they didn't even let us get out. But honestly, the view is worth it all up here. You can see everything.
I feel really dumb, but I didn't really put together that this is actually a glacier. You can see the blue ice behind us, hence the name Matterhorn Glacier Paradise. This probably isn't for people who are super afraid of heights because when the wind comes, you can hear it and it's a little scary and it is definitely steep. But now all we have to do is ride it back down all the way to the bottom. Last thing, Matterhorn Glacier Paradise is the highest mountain station in Europe. I don't think we could have asked for a better day today skiing in Switzerland. I think we got so lucky with the conditions. Yesterday it snowed a ton, so there was fresh powder on the mountain. And today the skies were so clear. It was sunny, so despite it being cold, we were very warm.
Not only that, but our timing, I think, was pretty impeccable considering we've never been here. We had a good run on Suniga, the beginning area to start. Had a nice lunch before we moved on and got to ski most of Gornergrat, which continued to provide great views of the Matterhorn. And then we caught the very last gondola to the top of Matterhorn Glacier Paradise.
And now on our way back down the gondola, we're sitting here staring at the Matterhorn. What a perfect way to wrap up today.
Hopefully that gives you a little bit of a glimpse of what you can do skiing here on the Matterhorn in one day. We took the 6:55 a.m. train. Our rentals opened at 8. We were the first ones in the door and out. Not on the first lift, but pretty shortly after the first lift, we were headed on up the mountain, so we really tried to maximize our time.
And had we been skiing more recently, we probably would have been a little bit faster and a little bit more used to it. Could have hit a little bit more of the slope today. Kyle crushed it today skiing. It was only like his second day skiing. He usually snowboards, and it has been a while for both of us, but I think it was a really fun day.
So if you have the chance to be in Switzerland in winter, I think skiing is the best way to take in the Matterhorn, take in Zermatt, so make sure it's on your list.
And it's also a great day activity here because skiing is way cheaper here than it is in the States.
I think to ski in like Vail or Colorado resorts these days is like $200, $250. Here it was $80 for the lift ticket and about $45, $50 for the rental. So even all that included, not bringing our own equipment, very affordable.
And if you aren't a skier or snowboarder, we did see a ton of people taking the gondolas around, walking around in the different areas. It's a lot less like other ski parks. You can actually get out and see some beautiful sights. So if you don't ski, you can still come and check it out.
Now after a full day skiing, I think we've earned our bite to eat and drink back down in the village of Zermatt. So we're headed down there now to wrap up the day.